Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a get ready with me on this look right here. You'll notice right away that the footage is from the day before, and that is because I did the whole video at the end and then completely forgot to film an intro with the look on. So here I am the next day. I redid the look, did everything exactly the same like I do in the video. If you're looking for something for Thanksgiving, this can definitely be a look that you can do. It is a simple brown, a little bit of shimmer, but then there's the brown eyeliner. I actually also use a beauty blender for the first time ever. Never used one before, but I used one in the video and I've been continuing to use it and I do like it. I also go through 3 different lip colors that you can wear with this look. This is just one of the colors here, but I show 2 more. What's great about this look is that everything except 2 items is drugstore. Please come along. We are going to be talking about movies, books, Thanksgiving food, and memories. All right, so let's get started. Let's go back in time. Okay, so I'm gonna just jump right in with foundation, and we are gonna use this tool. I have never used this. It's the first time using a beauty blender. I wanna see what all the hype is about. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the Alma Beauty by Sharon C. It is the Flawless in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation. I really wanna see how this performs. I'm gonna use my mirror here. Okay, well, I like the way my skin looks. We have about a couple more days until I have a fall break, which I'm super excited about. It has been very busy at work, so I am looking forward to this little break. What's nice is that we actually get a whole week off. In Florida, where I used to live, that was not the case at the school system. Like, we usually got the Wednesday before off, but here it's a whole week, which is amazing. Okay, so I do like how my skin looks. It looks very just natural. I guess I'm just not sure how different it is from any other beauty sponge that I've used in the past. I've only used beauty sponges. This is the first time actually using a beauty blender. But I like it. I mean, I like the way my skin looks. It might be interesting to see, like, if I compare this sponge with another one and see if it kind of performs the same or not. Well, so far, so good. Like it. Now I'm good for my under eyes. I'm gonna actually finish up. I am literally almost done with this Benefit Boing corrector, brightening corrector. Most days I would just use this corrector. I won't even go with more concealer on a daily basis. I feel like this is all I really need. Unfortunately, this product is no longer being sold. So I actually just purchased the Bobbi Brown Peach Corrector. So that's gonna take the place of this. I'm excited to give that a go. If you've used the Bobbi Brown correctors before, please let me know in the comments if you like them. I'm hoping that I get the same results with that. I've loved this Boing concealer. As you can tell, I'm almost done with it. I am gonna put a little bit more concealer on. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is an oldie, but a goodie. And this is actually something that I just rediscovered again. I remember buying this when I started getting into makeup a long time ago, and I hadn't bought it in a while, and then I repurchased it maybe like a few months ago, and I really like it. So I'm glad that it's back in my collection. Are there any shows or books that you are reading or watching right now? For shows, I actually have been rewatching Vampire Diaries. So I'm literally on the last season 8 of Vampire Diaries. I remember watching the show years ago when it was still on television and actually waiting every week for a new episode like we used to do. I ended up stopping around season 5, I think. and I kind of just lost interest. So this time around, like I want to power through, make it through. I'm gonna see how it actually ends. So I'm at the last season. I think I'm maybe 10 episodes away from the end. And overall, I like the show. I like vampires, Twilight. All vampire stuff is something I'm interested in. So overall, I enjoyed the show. There are some things that even from season 1 to now, it's not my favorite. Like, for example, Nina Dobrev's character, Elena, the character is one that even after watching it the second time, I am just not for it. I think her character is way too fragile, very damsel in distress. Even after she becomes a vampire later in the series, it was still too much. So not the biggest Elena fan, but I love Caroline. I like Bonnie. In terms of the brothers, I'm definitely a team Damon. I like Stefan. I like his character, but something about Damon. One, he's very gorgeous. I mean, Ian Somerhalder, he is a very gorgeous man. But I think something about his character just being dangerous, but dark, but, you know, very troubled and misunderstood. But I will say that now I'm a little tired of his character too, because he's very impulsive. He kind of does things without thinking, and then he has remorse after the fact. So I feel like that cycle has gone on way too much. So I'm a little over that too. All that noise you hear in the background, that's my dogs fighting on the couch. You know, they fight at least 3 times a day, I think. So excuse them if they're making a lot of noise in the background. So for powder, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. What I like about this powder is that it's very finely milled. I love how there's like a little, I guess the sifter. You can kind of switch around the sifter so you don't make a mess of your powder, which can happen for sure. Put a little bit here in my cap so I don't use too much. Take some and just dab a little bit around my face. What I like about this powder too, like I said, it's finely milled, so it just feels really nice and soft on the skin or even between my fingers. So I like to kind of just lightly dab around the areas that I like it to be a little more matte. This powder doesn't make my skin look completely matte. I still feel a little, like it still feels satiny, doesn't feel too dry, which is nice. Other shows that I've been watching, I actually watch a lot of the same shows over and over again sometimes. Like I'll rewatch The Office, Parks and Rec, the shows like that, A New Girl, over and over again sometimes when I just kind of want to hear something in the background or I just want to watch something that I know. So we literally just started the first, I think we're on episode number 2 of 3rd season of You. And let me tell you, like, I heard that the show got renewed for another season, which I don't know. Like, I guess I got to see how this one ends to see if it really justified another season. But I just wonder how long they're gonna keep going with this show. The first episode was a freaking doozy. If you've not seen, I won't share too much, but starting from season 1 or episode 1, that was already craziness. So I'm just curious to see how the season goes, and where it leads to. But so far, we are interested. We are hooked. Another show that I've been watching, we actually took a break a little bit from, was Money Heist. Well, that's what they call it in Netflix, Money Heist, but it is Casa de Papel. And we were watching that for a while, and I think we're still on we're on part 2, if I'm not mistaken. And we got really into it. It took me a while at the beginning. For me, it was a little slow, but I got really invested with all the characters. Even though they're the bad guys of the show, I feel like the main cast, like when you learn more about them, it humanizes them. So that's why I like shows like that, where it just makes you think, like not everyone's what they seem, so it's been interesting. So definitely one to watch if you haven't. I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Lift, I think it's called Instant Lift, I don't even know. Yeah, Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is in Neutral Brown. I'm actually almost done with it. So you can kind of see it's like literally almost done. What I like about this pencil is that it's not overly pigmented right off the bat. You can kind of build it up. Now, if you go too heavy-handed, you can definitely get too dark, but I like that you can kind of start small and then build up if needed. Something else that I've been watching, because it's the season, are Hallmark holiday movies. If you are a Hallmark watcher, or specifically Christmas holiday movies, then you know where I'm coming from. I don't know what it is about them. Like, they're very cheesy. If you never watched a Hallmark Christmas movie, they're very cheesy. Sometimes the acting is not the best, right? And the stories, the stories sometimes are recycled. I enjoy them. I like that there's happy endings. I like that everyone is bubbly and excited about Christmas. So I really, really enjoy those movies a lot. So I've definitely been diving into those. And there's some on Netflix too that I've been loving. This is the Wet n Wild Sessive Brow Shaping Gel. I have two palettes here. I'm probably gonna just use one, but I wanted to show two different options. The first one is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe. This is a newer one that she just came out with Morphe, and it's called the Divine Neutrals palette. So you can see super fall. Very neutral, very basic. So if you have something like this already, you might not need this exact same one, or you can use colors that are similar to it. But I like how they have the matte and the shimmers at the bottom. Another one that's even cheaper. I think this one here was like maybe $18. So it's not that expensive. One that's even cheaper is this e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow palette in Pumpkin Pie. If you don't have colors like this and you wanted something cheap, I definitely recommend going with one of these e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadows. They have so many different colors. The mattes and the shimmers here are really pigmented. They're really nice. I'm actually gonna start with the Divine's Neutral palette because there's just more colors to work with. But I might pull in the Pumpkin Pie. I'm gonna first start with, what is this called? I'm gonna start with Just Barely, which is this tan color. It is not that much darker than my skin tone, so I'm using it as a transition. So I'm gonna put that right here in my crease. We talked about shows. What about books? A goal of mine this past year was to start reading more for fun. I feel like I read a lot for my job, and sometimes I'm not in the mood to read for pleasure. I used to read a lot more, so I just want to get back into it. Right now, I am reading a Jill Manziel book, and it is called Perfect Timing. And I've actually read several of her books, Jill Manziel's books. It's like British romantic comedy books, so they're very lighthearted. They're not too serious. Basically, it's about a girl named Poppy. She's about to get married, but the night before, she's on her bachelorette party, and she meets this random stranger, which makes her think all her life, and things go crazy from there. I'm gonna go into Good Vibes, which is right next to it, a little deeper. Other than the Jill Manziel, I have read 4 of the 8 Bridgerton books. So if you've watched the show on Netflix, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you have read the books, definitely let me know below what you think about them. I've only read the first 4. Book 1 follows season 1, that's on Netflix, and then book 2 is gonna follow the new season that's coming out. So I'm just curious to see how many, I'm curious to see if Netflix is gonna go through all 8 books, because it's all the 8 children. Well, so far, I've really enjoyed all 4 of those books. I think they all had a great storyline. I couldn't put them down, honestly. So I kind of did it here, but I'll explain what I did here. So I took Good Vibes, going back to that same color, Good Vibes, but I'm actually placing the shadow in one spot on the corner and then blending from there. I've learned from YouTube, from others, that obviously the first place you put that brush on your eye is where most of the pigment is going to go. So with that, I like to put that towards the corner of my eye and then blend in. So I'm gonna go. For my eye shape, I feel like this looks the best. I like putting the shadow or having the darkest at the corner of my eye and then kind of blending in. I think now I want to pull in this palette here. There's no individual names for these shades, but I'm looking at this one here. And it seems just a tad darker than this. So I'm actually gonna just go into this palette, take this matte shade that's at the corner, and kind of do the same though what I was doing before, just to kind of layer. I'm gonna go into, what is this? Booked, which compared to Good Vibes, it's just a lot more, it's a lot more warm, definitely more brown, or like more of a chocolate brown, I guess. I'm gonna take that color and then start lightly going underneath my eye. When I looked at other fall simple tutorials, I've noticed that some people like use just like a different shade of brown at the bottom, different to the one on top, just kind of give it some dimension or just difference. I don't know, but I like that. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go to Booked, which is right over here. I like to go as light as I can and not go press too hard. So I like that. I don't know if you really can see it on camera, but at least in person, I like how like the shadow at the bottom is just slightly different, just a little different than what's happening on top. I don't know if I've even talked about this setup. So in my apartment I don't have a desk. I don't have a vanity or anything to kind of film on. I've been trying to find a space in my apartment that makes the most sense. I'm literally sitting on the floor next to like a wall that kind of has nothing. And I have this plant here that I put next to me to make it look kind of like a background. I admit it's not the most sophisticated that I've seen from other people on YouTube. I'll get there. This is Kendrick. He is a money tree. He's lost a few branches and things, so he's not doing the best right now. So we're trying our hardest to keep him alive. John and I don't really have green thumbs, but we're trying. We are trying our hardest to keep plants alive here. Next, I think I might add a little bit more, but I think I'm gonna stop just for right now because I want to put on eyeliner. I am not the best with liquid eyeliner. I'm still very shaky. My hand moves too much. But what I found to be the most effective for me is gel liner and using an actual like angled brush. I think with gel and this brush, I feel like I just have a little more wiggle room to just take my time. And even if it doesn't look perfect, I feel like I can still manipulate with my brush. Just a little bit. I'm gonna use my mirror because I gotta get up close and personal. Okay, not bad, not bad. So let's do the other one and see if it actually looks the same. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not touching it anymore, but I think they look as good as they're gonna get. This liner is actually very smooth and creamy. It's called Gel Lock On Liner in Brow Cream. And this is the espresso. So I think I'm gonna now go back in with some shadow just to darken some areas up. Take that pencil again, or that pencil brush, I mean, and just maybe, I'm gonna take a little bit of this cinnamon roll, just the darkest. I'm just gonna, just a smidge, put it at the corner of my eye. Just so it kind of like matches a little bit with the liner. I'm gonna put a little bit of this color here at the top, in the corners. So see, I just put like a little bit up there at the top. Just a little bit. I'm gonna take a perfusion brush, no product, and just blend a little bit where I just put that darker color. Try to blend in so it works seamlessly. I think I'm gonna add maybe a little bit of shimmer and we'll be done. Honestly, I am not a shimmer person on a daily basis. I do like it. I'm not opposed to it, but on a daily basis or for most looks, I like matte. I'm gonna use a little bit of this dripping. I'm gonna try to use a flat brush to pick up some of the pigment. I know these are better used with your finger. They are, but with this look, I don't want to go too heavy with the shimmer. I want to be very light with it. So I'm going to use a brush instead. Let's see. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food or Thanksgiving memory that you have? When it comes to food, I like turkey, but I like lechon more. In terms of sides, I mean, I love potato salad. I love mashed potatoes. I just like potatoes in general. So any type of potato side is really good. My family will make arroz con gandule, which is Puerto Rican rice and beans. So I plan on making that this year. We usually make coquito too for the holidays in general. If you don't know what coquito is, it's like a Puerto Rican version of eggnog. And there's so many different ways to make it. What else? I think we're gonna make a mac and cheese. In terms of desserts, I really wanted to make a flan, but I think I'm gonna switch it up and do an Oreo pie. Oreo pie is like probably the easiest thing you could make for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna take this, what is it? All Luxe color. It's like a champagne, and try to add a little bit more to my corners there. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I've enjoyed it growing up. I think as a family, we've had some of the best fun memories with Thanksgiving. At the end, we go around and we would talk about things that we were grateful for the year and kind of just do a recap of what happened that year. Sometimes there were tears because, you know, maybe we didn't have the best luck, or some of us didn't have the best stories, or things might have happened that year that really, you know, were emotional. So it's kind of a mix of laughing, crying, but it's just a great moment for everyone to get their own space to talk about what they were grateful for. Just a great way to kind of end the dinner. And then we go into games. So we'll play charades, different games, just as the night goes on. It's just a great time. So I'm actually going to finish up the rest of my face. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. I love this powder. As you can see, there's already indentations of how much I've used this. I love this stuff. What I like about this powder is that it also starts, oh my God, look at this hair. Yikes. What I like about the powder is that it's buildable. Even with the light, I can build it up. So I like that. I think this gives me the most like natural bronze to my skin. For blush, I actually picked out this CoverGirl True Blend. It's called So Flushed. In the pan, it looks scary. It does look a little scary because it is deeper, but if you start with the light hand, it looks really, really pretty on the cheeks. So I'm gonna do just boop, just a little bit. Add that. You see, like I went very light and you can already see the pigment on the cheeks. So you gotta be very careful with this one. I like to put a little not bronzer. I like to put a little blush like on my nose. I feel like my nose is already red most of the time, so why not just add a little blush there too? Okay, I think that's enough blush. I think that's enough blush. I'm gonna take my beauty blender, and kind of blend over all spots. Okay. Now for highlight. I realized that I didn't bring a highlight. So I'm actually gonna take this All Luxe shadow here and use it as a highlight. See how it goes. First, I'm gonna curl my lashes. So this is the number 7 360 or full 360 mascara. For me, this mascara has performed better when it's been a little drier, which it is now. However, I still think that the Lash Paradise is better than this. There goes the mascara. I mean, I do like it. It's a good mascara. I just personally think L'Oreal Lash Paradise works better for me. Someone is here. Athena, come up here. Yes. She likes to. She likes to come and get some kisses. She loves them. All right, so I'm gonna quickly finish up this video because it seems like Athena wants my attention. So I'm gonna quickly spray my face. Now I'm at home, I'm not really going anywhere, but if you're gonna plan to wear this for Thanksgiving or anything like that, setting spray is always helpful. This is the Milani Make It Last. Super, super good. And the sprayer is really nice. So I wanna end the video with showing 3 different lip colors that I think can go well with this look. When I think of fall, I think of darker, vampier lips, but I also think of like orangey brown too. So I wanted to show 3 different lip colors that you could definitely wear with a look like this. I think this is very neutral, that different colors can work out. So the first color I wanted to talk about was a MAC one. This is called Devoted to Chili. It is a orangey, reddish kind of color. When I first saw this color, I was a little scared because I've never really used an orangey lipstick before, but I think it looks very nice. So let's try this first one out. This might scare you if you're not used to wearing brighter colors. When I first saw it, I was a little scared too, but I think it looks nice. This specific MAC line, this is a Powder Kiss lipstick, so it's different than their regular MAC lipsticks. What I like about this line though is that you do get like that matte look, but it's super soft and slippery on my lips. Like when I put this on, it does feel very soft going on, and then now that I'm wearing it, I don't feel, that doesn't feel matte, or it doesn't feel overly matte. It doesn't feel drying. Now, because this is the Powder Kiss lipstick, I would recommend maybe using a lip liner. I didn't use a lip liner right now. I just kind of slapped it on. But if you're worried about it getting outside of the lines, definitely I would go in with the lip liner first. With the look, it just kind of does like that pop. And it's not too, it's bright, but it's not too out there. It's a little more subtle, so I think it's a great one to branch out into if you're looking for a new, different type of color. The next one's more of a berry wine. Now you could definitely go darker than this if you're looking for that really vampy purplish color, but I like more of this type of berry. This color is Speak Your Mind. And what I like about these better, like unlike the MAC, the tip is a little more pointed and there's a sharpener at the back. So you can definitely get more of a precise application with these. So that is the second one. What I love about these ink crayons, they are matte, just like the Powder Kiss. They glide on very thin, so it doesn't feel heavy or too matte on the lips. So it definitely, you get the matte look, and but they're not gonna dry out your lips. There is a little bit of transfer, even when you like, notice how when I kiss, there's still a little transfer. So after eating, you definitely have to apply. However, like the color, like I feel like the color does stay on long enough that you can, wear it for a long time. With this color, like if you are looking for that berry wine subtle, again, not too in your face, I feel like this color is still neutral enough that it's not too scary to implement, and it's bold enough too that it really pops out. Now the last one is, I think, my favorite, and it's another Maybelline Ink Crayon, but this one is called On the Grind. And this is more of that taupey brown. This is the last one. This is like your neutral, basic taupey brown. You can definitely go darker than this, and I think I do have a color that's a little bit darker than this. If you're scared about the darker colors, I think this is a great one to try. Okay, so I think we're gonna end the video here. This is the final look. Okay, so very light sparkle, neutral little eyeliner, and then with 3 different colors you can choose from. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have tried any of these products or have tried others that you think are worth checking into, please let me know in the comments below. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for your support. I hope it was helpful. Please tell me who you are, where you're from. I would love to get to know more of you guys. It's a very, very small channel, but But if you're watching, I want to get to know you more. So definitely comment down below. If you have a favorite food from Thanksgiving or a favorite memory you would like to share, you can also put that down below. I love to hear about that as well. I hope that you have a great and fabulous rest of the week and a great Thanksgiving holiday coming up. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.